You want me to leave?
Probably. How's my hair look?
There you go, muscles.
Thanks. So we had people ask us questions on Instagram, and I decided I was going to answer a few of them today. So let's get into it. How to lose weight on a vegan diet while still getting enough protein and feeling satisfied. The person who asked me this is kind of coming from like a carb cutting perspective. Protein is such a non-issue on a vegan diet. Like, honestly, you could not worry about it less. As long as you're eating enough food, you're eating whole foods, and you're eating real food, there is literally no reason why you should ever be worried about getting enough protein. First of all, there's no real evidence of dietary protein deficiency. So really, as a human being, you do not need a lot of protein. Human breast milk has less than 1% protein by weight. Back to the question. One, protein isn't really your issue, but as far as feeling satisfied and trying to lose weight, so everyone's a little bit different. I personally really enjoy eating quantity, so I really like eating a large volume of food. But some people feel a lot more satisfied by adding more nutrient-dense foods to their meals so that they feel more satisfied while eating a smaller amount of food. You could copy me and eat like a crap ton of fruits and vegetables. There's some whole grains and some like potatoes and starches in there. By eating these foods, you can really eat like a large quantity of food. If you're eating whole foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, small amount of nuts and seeds and avocado, small amount or moderate amount. If you're eating those foods, you really can eat a large quantity of food, so you can still feel really satisfied without the amount of calories. Don't be afraid of calories though. That's a whole other issue. That's the first option. One, adding lots of fruits, vegetables, a lot of water-rich, fiber-rich. You can eat a lot more food and feel a lot more satisfied. Or you can add more fat and protein to your meals. So you can add more calorically dense items to your meals so that you feel more satisfied on a smaller amount of food. Some people really enjoy that. Like I said, everyone's different, so if that resonates with you more, high quality nut and seed butters, guacamole, avocado, what else is a good fat? High quality proteins like organic tofu, tempeh, legumes, peas, stuff like that. You really want to avoid the fake meats though, because those things are going to be loaded with a lot of sodium and a lot of oil, and they're probably not going to make you feel your best. Would avoid those except for when you're trying to treat yourself. But other than that, adding more protein and fat is also still a great option. As long as you're eating whole foods, you really don't have anything to worry about. You may not lose weight as quickly as you would on a ketogenic diet or a low carb diet, but that's because you're losing weight sustainably. You're not losing water weight, you're losing actual excess fat. So be patient, eat whole foods in abundance, move your body the way it feels right, and you will lose weight and you'll keep yourself satisfied. So the National Institute of Health says that 0.36 grams of protein per pound for a sedentary human being. I never ever look this up. Like, I don't calculate my macros and I don't care about how much protein I'm getting a day because I know I'm healthy and I know I'm getting enough because I'm eating plenty of whole foods. But according to this, if I was sedentary, I would need like 44 grams of protein a day. That is easy to get on a vegan diet or any diet as long as you're eating real food. For an active person, go up a little bit, like 50 something grams of protein. I exceed that every day, I know for sure. If you want, I can do what I eat in a day and I can calculate how much protein I get in a day, eating lots of fruits and vegetables, and I can assure you that it's probably plenty. Anyway, next question. So, quick, healthy meals and snacks for people who don't have time. That I can tell you all about because Ryan and I don't have a lot of time usually, and we eat pretty darn healthy. So, quick meals, my number one tip for that is always bulk prep your base ingredients. Don't bulk prep meals because guess what? When you get home from work, you're not going to want exactly the same thing every single night. If that's what you've made and you don't want it, you're going to eat something crappy, or you're going to go to Taco Bell on the way home. So my number one tip is to bulk prep your base ingredients. By that I mean I will make a whole bunch of rice at the beginning of the week. So Sunday night I'll make a whole bunch of rice, a whole bunch of beans. I'll bake or steam a bunch of potatoes, a bunch of sweet potatoes. So I'll have all these ingredients that form like the bulk of my meals. Basically I can just take all those ingredients, put them together into different meals. I have all like the hard work done. So I can just put everything in a bowl, but I can make it like different every night by adding different sauces or different flavorings. When I get home from work, I don't want to cook, usually. Second tip, wake up 20 to 30 minutes earlier. It's gonna suck at first, but you're gonna get used to it, and it's so worth it. I get up, wash my face, I go sit outside and I meditate for a little bit. I make my celery juice, I make my morning smoothie, I make some tea, and I make my snacks for when I go to work. And this may seem like a stressful thing to do, but really, it's so relaxing to get up in the morning and have plenty of time to like feel like you're prepared for the day. It just really like puts you in such a better mindset. Quick breakfast ideas, smoothies or oatmeal. Both of them are ridiculously easy. You can make a million different varieties of both. They're super satisfying. I really like smoothies because I can drink them on the go. I can also drink them while I'm at work, which is great because I work at a vet. So blood, poop, pee, vomit, diarrhea, saliva, vaginal secretions, literally anything that can come out of a mammal or any animal, I get it all over me on a regular basis. So I'm usually pretty gross at work, and so the idea of eating something with my hands is usually pretty disgusting. So I really like bringing giant smoothies so that I can sip on them while I'm working without actually having to touch my food. And also they're really easy to drink while I'm working. In the winter time, we live in West Virginia, really way too cold for any human being. So I usually do oatmeal during the winter. Oatmeal is super easy. You can make it a million different ways, and it's so satisfying, and you can literally make it in the microwave. It's super easy. You can eat oats raw. Pour a bunch of oats in a bowl with all the toppings you want, pour some soy milk over it, let that sit in your passenger seat on the way to work, and then eat it before you walk in the building like I do in the summer. If you want to eat that, that's more satisfying to you than a smoothie, go for it. As far as snacks go, fruit is like the best snack in the world. Fruit and vegetables with different like dips. You can bring hummus and nut butters to dip things in. Fruit's super easy because it comes in its own container. Ryan really likes Cliff Bars, rice cakes with avocado on top. Take like raw nuts and seeds. Smoothies as a snack. It really just takes prep. Everyone hates this, but like there really is no hack to making yourself eat healthy and live a healthy lifestyle. It really just takes exactly what you think it takes. Planning a little bit before your week and waking up a little bit earlier and just doing the damn thing. You just gotta do it. Even if it's an adjustment at first, it's so much easier once you've been doing it. I don't think like, oh man, I have to wake up early so I can make my breakfast. It would never make me sad. It makes me super happy. Change your perspective and think about how awesome you're gonna feel once you do it. So don't use it as an excuse, use it as motivation. The next question is a list of veggies with lots of protein. Again, with the protein question. Broccoli, spinach, Brussels sprouts, kale. Any of your dark leafy greens are gonna be super high in protein. Asparagus, sprouts are super high in protein. Other high protein plant foods would be obviously legumes, so like peas, lentils, beans, soy products like tofu, tempeh, nuts and seeds of course, like hemp seeds, flax seeds, walnuts. Ooh, pumpkin seeds are super high in protein. They're also really high in iron. They're really good for you. All whole plant foods have protein. Literally all whole plant foods have protein, all of them. I put a link to a video in the description on the protein combining myth. All plant foods have all the essential amino acids that you're ever gonna need, and that's because all plant foods are living foods. They're made up of the building blocks for life, which are amino acids. In fact, if you think about it, all amino acids originate in plants. So they make all the amino acids, all the essential fatty acids, all these things that you think you need to get from animals, they all come from plants in the first place, and really they all come from the sun and from the soil. You really don't need the middleman that the animal provides. The animal might concentrate some of these sources, but the animal food comes with a lot of negative things that the plant foods don't come with. We don't need too many omega-3 fatty acids, and we don't need too many amino acids. We just need the right amount. So by eating plant foods in their whole form and in abundance, you're going to get the right amount of pretty much everything you need. The next question is, what do you think about using honey as a vegan? So this is kind of a loaded question. Like personally, as an ethical vegan, I try not to consume honey, and I try not to consume bee products. If I go out to eat and I get something that's labeled as vegan and then later I find out there's honey in it, to be completely honest, like, it doesn't bother me. I don't really care as much as I do about other animal products, which I realize is hypocritical and probably not right. But yeah, so as an ethical vegan, I personally choose not to consume honey and not to consume bee products. I do know people who are vegan strictly for health reasons. So honey may have some health benefits, and I'm not going to shame anyone who eats honey, really. I'm not going to shame anyone who eats anything, really. A lot of people think that they need to consume honey so that they can support bees and pollinators. The bees that we are getting our honey from are European honeybees. European honeybees are technically an invasive species because we brought them here. So they actually compete with native pollinators to pollinate plants. I don't know enough about it to say whether or not we now require honeybees to pollinate our plants. I'll have to look more into it before I can make like an actual distinct opinion about it myself. We may be to the point where we don't have enough natural pollinators and we need honeybees in order to pollinate everything that we have. But I just wanted to throw that out there, that the bees that we are consuming honey from are not actually native pollinators. So there is kind of an environmental, ethical dilemma there as well. Also, they make a bee-free honey, and I've heard that it tastes just like honey. So I haven't tried it yet, but that's pretty cool. And maple syrup is life, so. The next question. What do you do at the gym? Is it mostly legs, and how many like reps and sets? I could probably post like some workouts on Instagram, or I could even post like some workouts on YouTube if you guys are interested in them. But to answer the question, no, I don't just work out my legs, I work out my arms too. They're not very big right now. They're gonna get super strong, I just know it. I've been probably consistently lifting weights for like 6 or 7 months now, and I really, really like it. As a person, I just feel a lot stronger in my body, but I also feel a lot stronger mentally as well. I do try to balance working out my lower body with working out my upper body, so I try to do like an even amount of upper body and lower body workouts. When I work out, I mostly work out like my butt and my back. Those are like my two favorite things to work out. My shoulders, I like working out my shoulders too. As far as sets and reps go, I typically do like 8 to 12 reps, depending on how heavy the weight is and when I'm working out and whether or not I feel like I can keep going. As far as sets go, I usually do 3 to 4. The last question, could you do a YouTube video on your skincare routine? Yes. At first I was thinking this would probably be like a lack thereof. Now that I think about it, I do have quite a few vegan skincare products. My skin's not like perfect or fantastic, but it's like pretty good for someone who doesn't do a lot to their skin, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I do eat pretty well on a regular basis. First, you want to make sure that you are hydrating. Basically, your skin's like a giant detox organ. When your kidney and liver is trying to get bad stuff out of your body, you eliminate it by peeing and pooping it out, but you also get rid of it through your skin. You want to make sure you're drinking lots of water so that when you sweat, which you should be doing on a regular basis, you can easily expel those bad things out of your body without them getting stuck in your skin. The second part of that is exfoliating. You want to make sure that when you're done sweating, you want to, before you take a shower, strip and dry skin brush. So I have this dry skin brush. You can get these from like Bed Bath & Beyond or pretty much anywhere now. Start at the bottom of your body and you work your way up towards your heart. So you can start at the sole of your foot, and then you're going to work your way all the way up your body, and then you're always going to be brushing towards your heart. This is really good for your lymphatic system. Do my neck. Once you're done with that, you'll probably see a lot of dry skin come off. That's totally normal. That's good. Wash all that off, and then, which this probably isn't going to focus, you moisturize yourself with organic virgin coconut oil. It smells really good. I pretty much put it everywhere. I just like rub it all over. I might even put like a little bit, just like a tiny bit on my face, around my eyes. So usually after I exercise and even in the shower, I will wash my face with just cold water. When I wake up in the morning, I wash my face with cold water. In the middle of the day, I wash my face with cold water. And before I go to bed, I wash my face with cold water. I rarely ever wash my face with anything other than just water, but if I do feel like my face is particularly yucky, or if I do have a lot of like product on my face for some reason, I will use these two cleansers. So this is my favorite one right now. It smells amazing. It smells like an island. It doesn't irritate my skin and I don't feel like it dries it out too much, but I also really like this one. Both of these are vegan. So if I do wash my face, I'll use one of these. So after I wash my face, even if I've just used water, I will moisturize it. And I've really been liking this moisturizer lately. It's got cola and chlorella. I really like this one. It smells like oranges and I feel like it's like super light and it doesn't feel like it's like weighing down my skin or making my pores all gross. I used to make this mistake where I would wash my skin a lot with a really heavy duty cleanser and I wouldn't moisturize it because I kept thinking that if I got rid of all the moisture on my skin, I wouldn't break out, I wouldn't have any zits. Fun fact, when you dry out your skin a lot, your skin's just gonna make more oil, so then you break out a lot. But I always moisturize now. And sometimes before I go to bed, I'll just put on coconut oil, like coconut oil on my face, and it feels amazing. Sometimes I'll use raw apple cider vinegar on a little bit of like paper towel or a Q-tip and I'll rub it on my face lightly as like a toner. This feels like super intense, but it really does tone your face really well. Some people dilute it in water, but I just put like a tiny little bit with like maybe a splash of water on like a moist towel. That'll tone you right up right there. It feels pretty intense. If you're going to put sunscreen on your face, I really like Alba Sunscreens. You can also use just straight zinc cream on your face. That way you're not ruining the coral reefs. And the only other thing would be, I like the Yes2 products as well. This one's covered in charcoal because it's like impossible to use this product without getting charcoal all over it. But this is a charcoal face mask. I've had this since college, so I've had this for years and years. I don't use it that often, but I do really like it. I just use a small amount at a time. I usually just like will rub it into the places where I feel like my skin's getting irritated or like really starting to like be oily for some reason. So like sometimes I'll put it on just my nose or like just around the outside of my face. Where my hair touches it a lot, and then I'll let that sit for like 10 minutes and then I just wash it off, and that usually makes my face feel a lot cleaner. But yeah, that is it. So that is everything that I use on my skin. I don't wear a lot of makeup, but if I do, I use Pacifica or e.l.f. And that's basically it. Everything's vegan, everything's cruelty free. A lot of it's pretty natural. Some of it has some stuff in it that I would like to do without. If you have any good skincare items that you recommend, let me know about it because I'm always down to hear about more vegan, more natural options. So yeah. So those are all the relevant questions that I got that I felt like I could answer in a video. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section or to follow me on Instagram and ask me there. Or you could direct message me. Honestly, whatever. Just ask me questions. I love answering them. So that's all I have for today. I hope that that was helpful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, or don't, but you're your own person. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.